So for the forum, the discussion post, The Power of Education, Frederick Douglass believed that education is power and the path to freedom, which I 100% agree with. Growing up, especially, I'm first generation born, first generation going to college. My mom came here. She's a single mother, and she cleaned houses for a living. So, my whole life, ever since I can even remember, education and knowledge was always pushed towards me, and rather, it was always in my house. You know, school was so important because with that comes great power, because my mom was very much about, you need to pursue a degree, especially being like financially stable and doing something you love, and just keep on pushing yourself, because the more you push yourself, the smarter you can be in this world. And with that, you can also stand up for yourself in this world. So I definitely agree with Frederick Douglass in that statement, that education itself, it's something that's vital and for everyone, no matter where you get your education from, because it sets you up. It sets you up for better opportunities, especially in this world where if you're so one-sided to a certain topic, or not willing to learn outside of your comfort zone or your boundaries, then what are you learning? What power are you gaining? What are you gaining from it? So I definitely do agree with the first statement. I definitely agree he's right. And for the second question, I 100% believe that there's still racial disparity in education, at least. In To this day, it's unfortunate to even think about it, to even talk about it. But again, these are conversations that need to happen, even if it's even makes you feel bad, or maybe even uncomfortable. It's a conversation that's crucial, and I 100% believe it's true. A lot of these, I've seen, or not seen, I've heard of stories of just you know people always look to the side because of their ethnicity or their racial background. And just because of that, they're also seen as, the lowest of the low, that, oh, you probably don't possess as much power or not, or really knowledge as I do, when that's the complete opposite. And it's, even it's I don't think it's just education as well. I just think it's this it's like this huge overlap, or maybe even like an umbrella, like racial, just it's just there's so many things that go with it, that's all intertwined. Personally, I believe not only is it education, but it can even be our healthcare system. It can even be the way our government is set up, or our cities, or these policies put into place. A lot of them aren't convenient, or aren't suitable for minorities, and rather it's going against them. It's rather hurting than helping. So I think it's not just educate, it's just like a whole cluster of things that just need attention on. And a lot of people, I've heard so many people say that, no, it's, why would you say that, like, America has come so far. Has it really? I don't think so. I've personally experienced stuff, just because I'm first generation, I'm born here, but just because my mother was not, automatically I was put into, ESL. Teachers would always try to give me extra help, even though at the time I didn't really need it. Or they would it was just these little things that I just found it unnecessary, because if I, maybe if I wasn't first generation born here, maybe it would be different. So, and that's just like the most like minimalist thing. I just know there's like even stories that are far beyond worse than my little thing, but it's an unfortunate situation, especially with when it comes to education. Um, and obviously, this impacts, answering the next question, it impacts our future. It impacts people's future. Racial disparity it just sets you up for failure, the way the kind of society is built. And with, you know, if you not getting the proper education is kind of it's setting you up. It's setting you up, and the cycle continues and continues and continues. People shouldn't have to go far, like out beyond their ways to just get a proper education or to get the education that they want. Rather, it should just be available to them. But there's people that have to go, above and beyond just to get, a decent education. And why would they want a decent education? So that they can get a decent job. And it's just this whole like snowball effect, in my opinion. And, lastly, the reason why, to connect all the way back to my the first question, the reason why I went to college was, again, personally me, I want to achieve, like, a lot of things in my life. I have certain goals for myself, even to go beyond just a bachelor's degree. I hope to get maybe a master's, so on and so forth. Who knows what the world has in store for me, but definitely the main reason why going to college, it's what I was raised with. It's this idea that, school and education is going to help you move forward. It's going to help you compete in this world, because that's how it is. A lot of us are competing with each other for, the best job we can get or the best position, whatever. So I definitely, that's one of the reasons why I'm getting my degree. And, it's just the way society is, because, you are also a lot of jobs require, there's requisite, like, they require either a high school, like, and have a GED, high school diploma, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree. And I've actually noticed now that I don't see a lot of jobs saying like, oh, like the requirement is at least a high school. No, I've seen like a lot of like at least an associate's. And I can only imagine like in the future, it's only going to get more and more advanced. It's from your high school GED to your associates, and maybe even you need your bachelor's just to get a decent job. So, that's why I'm hoping to continue on my education to also meet, requirements for better positions for myself. So, yeah.